Hey guys, we're back with episode. When we're playing episode, we are playing The Sisters. I'm pretty sure, and absolutely 95% sure this is going to be the last episode. So let's get to it. The first one was June, born on October 31st, 1820. Is that Halloween? I don't think so. A beautiful girl with bright golden eyes. The second daughter was born on October 31st, 1821. It seemed odd, but they didn't give it much thought. The second daughter also had gold eyes like her older sister. They named her Julie. Ooh, I love story. Let me turn off the light. Oh, it's ready. They were identical. Not just identical twins. They looked exactly the same. Not only they were born on the exact same day, they were both born exactly on 3 a.m. No doctor could explain this phenomenon. Their personalities, however, were different, very different. Julie was lively, energetic, and all the townspeople were very fond of her. June was quiet. She didn't speak much and had to be jealous of her younger sister. Oh, I thought that was the mom. Oopsie. Now the story takes a dark turn. June and Julie fell in love with the same man. His name was Ethan, and he was a very wealthy businessman. He ugly. Julie admired his wealth more than anything, but June was in love with Ethan for who he was. Ethan chose to marry Julie, not knowing that her affection was not real. Being quiet at one, June didn't say anything. What? However, on wedding day, June couldn't contain her anger anymore. She had a heated argument with Julie. She accidentally pushed her down, killing her. It looks like you punched her. In a state of shock and emotional distress, she hid the younger girl sister in the closet. Oh, she's gonna pretend to be the one getting married. She's gonna pretend to be Julie. Called it! June proceeded to put on Julie's wedding day dress and continue with the ceremony. June got married to the love of her life and moved with her life as if nothing happened. A few days later, Julie's body was discovered. The reason they knew it was Julie because her parents had secretly marked both sisters distinct burn marks on the back. Once the word got out, Ethan left June in utter disgust. Realizing that her life was now ruined, June hung herself. Jeez! Took a dark turn, alright. So that the one that can talk and imitate people is Julie, and the twisted entity, when the overlap happened, June hung herself, displaying the 90-degree angled head. At this point, I asked myself, so that's it? There's ghost haunting this family? Well, not quite. Is he in his head? Or is he reading? Oh, he's reading the book. Over the course of the notes, the diary writer understanding of the entity increased. All cases ended with sisters taking complete possession of the daughter and disappearing. The notes went back and forth on what exactly the sisters were until I arrived. The last few pages of the diary were written by Katie's grandmother. Turns out she was a nutrologist. She theorized that the sisters were a part of the daughter. This is why no one found a way to end the sisters and reside within the mind of the daughter. This meant that part of Katie was the two sisters. I turned to the next page, hoping for a solution. To my horror, the final words in the diary were, "It's her. There's a part of her. In every past case, the final stage was complete control of the body by the entity. After which the daughter disappears, they will be coming for me next, as they have seen the diary in my possession. To whoever finds this next, I am sorry." What is that? Was this it? There's no solution? Is this why Katie has been staying so close to me? Does she realize that will eventually be lost to the sisters? How did she save me that day at the house? Did she actually interact with the entity? And then I saw a small note at the end of the page scribbled in a hurry. Till left the curse, you must rehearse true love and death. What? Don't understand it. My heart was racing. I cannot lose Katie. She's my world. She's is everything to me. I realized it was almost dark. I had spent nearly the whole day reading the diary. I didn't know what to do. Should I confront Katie about the diary? No. I didn't want to tell Katie about the diary. It didn't sound like the best idea. Yeah, I don't think it's the best idea either. Sorry I'm late, honey. I thought something had happened to you. I was so worried. I'm here now, right? I'll have some dinner. I wonder when the entity shows up, like, who's June and who's Julie? I know he just said it, but still, you don't know. We had a nice dinner together, and afterwards she asked me if we could look at the stars for a little while. Considering all the weird things that had happened lately, I gladly agreed to finally do something normal with Katie. Remember in college how we used to climb out of the roof of the building campus and stare at the stars? Yeah, and I still stand by what I said then. I don't really need to look at the stars when I can look into your beautiful eyes. I love you so much, so much. I love you so much. Always know that. She started crying then. I held her as I couldn't help but think she knew what was going on. That night I went to bed fully intended to confront her the next morning. But I just said not to. Oh yeah, that night. Don't get water. I woke up at 2:45 a.m. to Katie kissing my forehead. I pretended to stay asleep as I heard her walk downstairs. What is she doing? Don't do it. I quietly got up and followed her down. Then I saw her holding a suitcase along front of the front door. Katie, honey, what's going on? I have to go. I'm sorry, please. I have to go. I wasn't letting her go. I had gone through so much for her. Katie, I know everything. I rumbled, but she kept glancing on the couch. No, you didn't. I asked them to. I told them to take me but leave you alone. Katie, what did you do? How did you get me out of the house? Let me turn it down so you guys can hear me. Katie, I need you to be honest for me. For once, trust me. I begged them to leave you alone and take me. I've been fighting them for so long. I have been fighting to keep them away for so long. Half the time, I didn't even know who was in control. They agreed. They will leave me alone only if I stop fighting with them. But it's too late now. I'm no longer fighting them in my mind. I've given them control of my body. Run, run, run! As she said the last words, I began to notice strange inflex in her voice. Run! As she screamed, as she looked up, her eyes pitch black, her head starting to tilt, a grin slowly forming on her face. That's scary. The clock behind her read 3 a.m. I froze in fear what was coming next. This time I had been afraid to look at her, afraid to trust her, afraid to love her, and as I once did before, she was willing to leave to let these monsters take control of her to save me. All this time, I doubted her when she was doing everything to power to control this. Every part of me screamed, run, so I did. I ran to her and wrapped my arms tightly. Really? Katie, come back to me, please. I can't live without you. You're my everything. You're the reason I wake up in the morning. You're my air. Without you, I can't live. Please fight for me. Fight. I just howled these words to her, my voice breaking with every sentence. Suddenly, I silenced. I couldn't speak no matter how hard I tried. I catched a chill as she stared deep into my eyes. I could feel the soul she's staring into my soul. You're too late. Staring back, I realized my Katie was gone. I weep over the loss of her. I know nothing good can come with darkness I saw in her eyes, and I think back to something I read in the diary. To lift a curse, you must rehearse true love and death. My voice is starting to hurt. With it in mind, I shed a tear and grabbed a broken shard of glass and looked at her eyes for one last time. Katie, I will always love you. I bring us both to our demise. Did they kill both? After everything that had happened, I realized I was so afraid of the world. I always had feared of monsters that exist in my imagination. Only the person I saw shelter me was Katie. Little did I know that all along she was fighting against something much more terrifying. The end. Maybe try replaying the story and make different choices. I'm not going to do that. I'm too lazy. Thank you for reading episode Elliot's first story. We hope to see you in our next project. credit to Dark Cause on the Reddit. Thank you for letting us use your story. We'll be eternally grateful. Check him out. Yeah, that link. Genius. Nope, I got it. Thanks for reading. Okay, guys, that's all we have today. I'm so excited we finished, and the voting will be in description. And I also found a new story for us to do. It's a horror story, obviously, and I'll get to that as soon as I can.